Hey fam, what's up, This is Robert Anton here, robertanton.com, bringing you your Xfactor commentary from a singer. Tonight was the final 9 performing. It was their Thanksgiving special, they called it. And tonight the contestants were giving thanks to people who touched their lives and dedicating their songs to these people. First off, I'm gonna say that mostly these shows on all of them are kind of off vocally because, the contestants are really choked up a lot of times, when they don't always give the best vocal. And I tried my best to stay as unemotional as I could. I got a little now and then I got a little tear coming to the eye, but I tried to actually watch and listen for the vocals and performance. But there is a lot that goes into a performance, and a lot of times just the love that has gone into it and that we see emanating from a performer can really color our view of how the performance went. So saying that, I am going to say that 2 acts are going home tomorrow night on the results show. 1 act that gets the lowest votes is going home automatically, and then the next 2 lowest votes will sing for survival. And tomorrow night's results show, they'll have Clarkson and Bruno Mars performing. Alright, so now that I've gotten some of the business out of the way, let me get into the performances. Canty started out, and he did a song for Mama, Boyz II Men, and actually it was dedicated to his moms. I didn't think it was his best vocal, but it was heartfelt and it was sincere. They kept the pace moving. I like that they just touched it up in pace just a little bit to keep it moving nicely. And the shots of his mom during the performance were priceless. Like, she was fanning herself like she was trying to keep from crying, or like she was in church. Looked like to me she tried to stop crying, and it was just beautiful. It really was. I thought the ending vocally was perfect, but throughout, he had a few problems, a few pitch problems and stuff like that. Altogether, it was a very touching performance, though. Melanie Amaro was up next. She did The World's Greatest by R. Kelly. She sent out her thanks to God, and she said it's because he is the only one that has never let her down. I guess I was expecting more out of this performance and out of this vocal, so she didn't produce it for me. That being said, I thought the song didn't sit well in her voice, and she did a great job with the song. She's always professional, she's always good, she's always on point. It just didn't sit well in her voice and didn't give her really a chance to shine. But the choir sounded good, she sounded good, and the audience were on their feet, especially afterwards, and she got to talking, and she came out with this thick Caribbean patois, that was like I had never heard. I heard some of it in the video, but she was so emotional that, how when Jamaicans get mad, I don't know, my best friend is Jamaican. When he gets mad, and he starts talking, you can barely understand him because he's all in that Jamaican patois, So she was just giving us all of this, and it was amazing. It's the first time that I've heard that from her, and it was just interesting to see and to hear. Rene was up next, and he did Let It Be, the remix. He sent this thanks out to his counselor at rehab, Tim. And I wanted to like this performance, but he was so off. And it was just not good. Even up until he did his rap. It just was not good. The sound was not good. His singing was not good. But he kind of saved it because then he went into his own song, Young Homie, and that gave just a little bit of saving grace to it. But I think it was just a little too late. Simon was the only one who told him the whole truth. The rest of the judges like, oh, great, oh, amazing, all this, that, and the other. Simon told him, you know what, that was not good in the beginning. Thank God that you showed us at the end with your, Young Homie what you could do, because the vocal just wasn't good on Let It Be. Lakoda Rayne did You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift, and they dedicated this to the people who shaped them. First off, they still had 3 backing singers, and I just think that's unfair. Their group is supposed to be about their blend and their sound together, and they have 3 backing singers. Okay, fine, whatever. I thought it was a smart song choice. With Taylor Swift being so popular and her music being popular, her just having won the American Music Award, I thought that it was a great song choice for them. Don't know if it was great as a selection for this evening, giving thanks and all of that, but they did okay with it. The vocals weren't stellar, they were good, they were okay. It started out very rocky, as they tend to start out rocky. Yeah, it just wasn't spectacular, but I thought it was good. Leroy did In the Arms of an Angel, Sarah McLachlin, and he dedicated this to his mom, Janice, rest in peace. It was probably so far the best vocal of the night for me. This just the most perfect, on point, good connection. You had a little eyes were a little, moist and all that good stuff, but he held it together and he did a really good performance. And I thought it was just a nice tribute. LA wasn't crazy about it. The other 3 judges loved it. Astro is up next and he did Show Me What You Got, Jay-Z, the remix. Yeah, with his own lyrics. He dedicated it to his fans. I just wrote his raps are so on point and so topical. And in this rap, he even made fun of himself, when he apologized and he talked about some of his fans and the different countries they're for. Kind of like my shout out video when I do shout outs and I talk about all the countries that have come to our website. He talked about all of the fans in different countries, and this really showed to me that he can understand when he did something that wasn't so great. He can come back, he can be the big person and say, listen, I was wrong, I apologize, forgive me, then make fun of himself, and kind of include you in the joke. So I really like that. And it really showed, I think, a strength in his performance and in his writing that is just amazing for someone his age. He shouted out to Team Astro. Team Astro is trending. He did a great job. Next up, Drew did Skyscraper by Demi Lavato, and she dedicated it to her best friend, Shelby. To me, this seemed like a challenge to her. The song seemed like a challenge. She had a few cracks in her armor, I wrote, and in her voice, and it wasn't going in and out so well like it usually does. She generally has a nice way of just going in and out of her little falsetto, and it just wasn't working as well on this song. I like when the music picked up a little bit at the end, and she got... LA was trying to rip her for the song choice and all the different stuff, and she got really feisty with him. I kind of like that out of her just for this once, And LA and Simon got into a kind of a dust-up argument about, the song choice and all that. And LA was saying that it was a 40-year-old song and all that. Of course, we know Demi Lovato is a young girl. I thought it was a good song choice. I just felt like it was more of a challenge than the other songs that she had done so far. But I still thought she did a pretty good job with it. Last up in the pimp spot was Kracjik. And he did Wild Horses by the Rolling Stones. He dedicated it to his 13-year-old daughter, Rowan. I wrote, finally someone at the piano, someone doing their own instrumental. I really liked the setup. The staging was very nice. They had these lights going up that kind of made him look like he was enclosed in pillars or something. I really enjoyed that. And I really liked his voice. I thought it was gruff and tender. I wrote tasty. Yeah, I loved it. Nicole was all choked up. The judges all loved it, and with good reason. It was a great way to end the show. Did you enjoy the performances? Who were your favorite? There are 2 going home. 2 going home. I don't know why. They didn't say why. Maybe they'll tell us during the results show. But there are going to be 2 acts going home. Who do you think is going to be going home? Please let me know. Please let me know who you thought was not the best tonight and who you liked the most. This is Robert Anton here, robertanton.com. Make sure to check out my So You Want to Be a Singer series here on YouTube and my originals playlist. I'm out. Peace.